Welcome back to Flow Space 101 Wisdom Flow. Yesterday, we learned how Tony Robbins built himself from a very difficult beginning. He read, learned from mentors, practiced, failed, and kept growing. But today, I want to ask a different question. What does Tony actually teach people to do? Not just inspirational words, practical skills we can use in everyday life. Tony often emphasizes ideas like these. Feed your mind, raise your standards, change your state, study what works, practice and repeat. And finally, contribute. Use what you have to make someone else's life better. These are not magic tricks. They are skills, and skills can be practiced. So today, instead of trying to become Tony Robbins, let's take the principles that are useful and use them to build our own lives. Tony's first principle is simple. Feed your mind. Think about your mind like a garden. Whatever you keep putting into it begins to grow. If you constantly feed your mind fear, anger, comparison, and negativity, those thoughts can become stronger. But you can also choose something different. A good book, a new idea, a meaningful conversation, something that teaches you how another person solved a problem. Tony himself spent years reading and studying. And this may be one of the easiest parts of his life for any of us to follow. You don't need a huge stage. You don't need a lot of money. You can start with 10 pages. Learn one new idea. Write down one thing you discovered. Ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind today? Because what you repeatedly put into your mind helps shape the person you become. A different future really can begin with one good book. The next principle is, raise your standards. There is a difference between saying, I should read more, and saying, I am a reader. There is a difference between, I should exercise, and, I take care of my body. And instead of simply saying, I should be kind, you can decide, I am someone who cares about people. The idea is not to become perfect. It is to decide what kind of person you want to be and begin practicing that identity. Your standards are the things you decide matter enough to live by. So choose one. Maybe, I keep my promises. I finish what I start. I read every day. I treat people with respect. Then don't only say it. Practice it today. A better life is often built from better standards, repeated over time. Have you ever known exactly what you needed to do, but still felt like doing absolutely nothing? Tony talks a lot about something he calls your state, the physical and emotional condition you are in at that moment. And one practical idea is this. Don't always wait for your feelings to change first. Sometimes, start with your body. Stand up, stretch, take a deep breath, move, lift your head, change what you are focusing on. Then take the first small action. This doesn't mean that difficult emotions simply disappear. And it doesn't mean we should ignore them. It means we can learn ways to help ourselves move when we feel stuck. So the next time you think, I don't have the energy, try asking, what can I do right now to create a little energy? 3 deep breaths, a short walk, 1 clear focus, then begin. Sometimes action changes how we feel. Now we come to one of my favorite principles. Contribution. Growing is wonderful. Becoming skilled is wonderful. But what happens when your ability becomes useful to someone else? Maybe your power is love. Maybe your power is caring. But your power can also be something you know how to do. Maybe you can teach, and your teaching helps someone understand something they could not understand before. Maybe you play the piano, and your music gives someone comfort or joy. Maybe you create art, and your art makes someone feel inspired. Maybe you write, and your words give someone courage. This is what I love about contribution. Helping doesn't have to mean doing something huge. What you do well can become a gift to someone else. Your talent becomes more meaningful when it moves beyond you. So ask yourself, what can I do well? And then, how could I use that gift for someone else? That is a beautiful kind of power. So after learning all these ideas, should we try to become Tony Robbins? No. And that may be one of the most important lessons. Tony himself learned by studying other people. He looked at what worked. He practiced it. He repeated it. But learning from someone does not mean becoming a copy of that person. Tony has his personality, his voice, his energy, his way of communicating. You have yours. So, learn the principles, keep learning, practice what works, but also, keep your personality, keep your values, use your own gifts, create your own journey. Tony is Tony, you are you, and your journey is uniquely yours. You do not need to sound like someone else to do something meaningful. You do not need someone else's personality to become great at what you do. Be inspired, then become more of you. So what are we taking with us today? Learn from greatness, stay curious, keep learning, protect the values that matter to you, use your gifts, and keep growing in your own way. You don't have to become someone else before you can do something meaningful. Your path may look different. Your talent may be different. Your personality may be different. And that is exactly the point. Tony is Tony. You are you. Your job is not to become a copy. Your job is to discover what is already inside you. And keep building it. Be inspired. Stay you. And remember, small steps can create a very different future. Thank you so much for watching Flow Space 101 Wisdom Flow. If this message helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it too. And next time, we're going one step deeper. Because there has never been another person exactly like you. You are a miracle. See you in the next Wisdom Flow.